everyone. Yeah, I'm still here. Anyway, um, I need to hurry up and do this one. Because I don't know why I'm being, I don't know, somehow stopped from making this. Um, but anyway, I put a few things up as on the community, and I need to put another thing up. Um, and I did say something on one of them that I did it that way because I forgot how to do it the other way. But then I realized because I noticed it on other apps and stuff, I didn't realize that they changed it where now I have to find things on how to do it again. But anyway, I'll figure it out. And I'm still having issues with, you know, it cutting off and stuff like that. But anyway, this needs to be done. So let me get started. It might be short. Don't know. It depends. If more comes through. But it's not only the ones that are out there stealing inheritance and homes and etc. It's also family. I heard about this, that this child was going through it, and they just turned, 18, the legal age. But I don't know, the father passed away and they were divorced or something. I don't know. They were with the mother and all kinds of stuff. And the child realized that the mother or stepmother took all the money because the father had her on it, but it was all left to the child. So I don't know, but anyway, and that's illegal. But we need to protect yourselves from those ones, and also for the ones that are out here doing it, have no, nothing to do with you or whatever. They're just doing it. I did mention, never mind. I'm not going to go into it. Well, anyway, thing is, how are these people doing it when, just giving it to ones that aren't the ones who it's supposed to go to? Now, you're supposed to protect these people. I mean, really. But anyway, there is a thing out there. I did mention it, but I can't remember what it's called. You need to go to someone that you can trust that will protect your estate or inheritance, whatever. Now, to me, I mean, it shouldn't have, if you're leaving it to one person or, a few, only their names are supposed to go on it, not anyone else and how much, but it should only be that way. No one, it should be on there that no one else can take anyone else's. you leave the name on there, but that who passed away. And if you're not giving it to any parent, step parent, whatever, they shouldn't be on it. There has to be, I know there it is, that you could put it that way where no one can steal it at all. Now, the ones who are stealing it, yeah, they should be, if they come in and it's not legit, someone should call 911 and they should be caught right away. Now, for these ones now it's not only happening of where they're just walking in and just, collecting, people's homes and, inheritance, estates, and etc. Whoever gives it to not the right person should be accountable too. Like, really. They have no right to it. Now, if you have a trustworthy person, they would call 911 while they're there. This way, these fake ones could be caught. And it's not only that. It's with people are just walking into schools and pretending to be someone that the child is supposed to be with them. Now, don't you call the real ones? Or don't you call, 911? This way they can check. I am tired, and so Spirit, of and everyone who is caught in the middle. Don't anyone call 911 and check anything out? How can anyone believe a fake person? And you need to know the difference between fake documents and real ones. And I'm not saying everybody is like that, okay? But there is a way where you could do that. That only that person gets it. To prove it, they need an actual blood test to prove that they are that person. How about that? There's all ways that you know who that real person is. It's a bunch of bull. What's going on? And there's another thing where, if you pass away, if people leave you the homes and stuff like that, there is another thing where, when you pass away, that whoever gets the home or whatever, about all this stuff that they also have to pay. No, it was a gift to them. It was left to them, as a generation, whatever, how you wouldn't say it. There is a thing out there, and I can't think of what it was, and I was told to bring this up again, about the estate and gift tax and whatever else. But the thing is, when you do all that, whoever is leaving or whatever, I don't know if they pay, but something this way, whoever gets it doesn't. But the thing is, it's been where these people are being paid double when everything was already done. So people need to, look up on that and check into it, about that. And I'm tired of, ones being paid double. And the ones that are, like I mentioned um, before, because I've noticed it now. And a couple people were telling me, and I was like, no. Like with hospitals, you go in to have kids, or just go in, get tests done, whatever, blah 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 blah. But then you get a bill in the mail from wherever you got the test and the hospital or whoever, that you get a bill, and a lot of people pay it. No, you call up your insurance, okay, first, and say, I did got this, and I just had a baby, or I had this test, or whatever was, and then you give them whatever the thing is on there, the number, the account number or whatever. See if it was already paid. Most times it was. So all of you that fell for it, I mean, I don't know if you could do anything about it now, but if it was just done, you better get on it. Okay? Don't fall for it. Because whoever's sending it out, I don't know if they're getting paid double, or whoever is putting it in their pockets. Because I noticed that. Because I knew my insurance paid something, but I was getting bills. And no way was I paying it when I already knew that it was already paid. And I tried telling the ones that, I heard about all this. I don't know if they listened or not. I don't know. They said, well, I already started paying it. Well, they owe you that money back. You need to, you might not be in the field, but you need to protect yourself. With everything that's going on, I learned since I was young, because I had to. And overhearing things, you learn. So you need to learn. People can't get away with this anymore. So another thing is, which I'll put up in the description. Another thing, another alert. And I said all this before too, about all these people want to come up, read you something in the Bible, pray for you, or follow you around the stores, and they have stuff either in their hand to throw at you or have you smell it or blow from a book, where you'll get sick or whatever, while people are outside waiting to take you. Well, there was a video where I don't know if they got caught or not, but hold up. Anyway, sorry about that. There's a lot of stuff going by and whatever. Anyway, someone did get it on video. They did call, 911. Now it is young girls. Now it could be older. You have to be careful. These young girls are going around dressed as nuns. Now they have stuff on the Bible, white powder or whatever to blow. They pretend they're reading from the Bible, and they also go and knock on your windows. But as the one is trying to distract you, the other one is trying to look to see if you have anything valuable on you to steal, rob you. But also, they'll blow or throw something in you to make you, I don't know, weak or sick or pass out. This way they can grab stuff from you. But they are also have others around them waiting. But as I mentioned, and I will put up that video, and I'll put up, it's also in the description, and I will put up another thing. As I said, that God is having all this backfire on them. And it could be in many ways. But I also said, Archangel Michael and the other powerful ones are coming to get them all. Not only the ones that, well, I mean, they are still trying because they're still out there, but they're also getting new ones. Oh, don't think after all of you get caught that new ones, somehow you'll get new ones. You see, what's about to happen, if that's not an example for you guys, not to do and learn, well, it's not going to take centuries and centuries and whatever long to come after you. And for the ones, especially the last week or two, every day and every night, wow. As I said, Spirit didn't forget you. There's a reason why you think you're still, and the new ones, because you're probably telling them a bunch of lies. Oh, nothing happened. Oh, nothing's going to happen. Okay. You'll see, but you won't see what's coming, as I said in the last video. I know what you have been trying, what you tried, and you probably didn't know this. Maybe you did. I don't know. I also know what all have done and will do when you're caught. Yeah. See, I don't think you would have thought I wouldn't know. Again, if you didn't know that, right, that I wouldn't have known, and that I wouldn't have known what yous were doing, who you are, and etc., blah, 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 whatever. And, you know, that I don't acknowledge you by saying what you've done, what your names are. You know who all of you are, and so does everyone, because Spirit's going to make sure. And all of you are going to, speak like canaries. So, it's all on all of you, yourselves. But I'd like to know, if you didn't know that I knew all that, then how is it that you're lying about me like you know me? How is it? Hmm? The only thing you accomplished, really, by using, I don't know, magic, rituals, etc., whatever, and the other things, making, harassing, making calls after calls after calls, I don't know, uh, trying to tap in to see who I'm liking, who I'm, doing comments. I don't, only occasion, if I want to, say how proud I am, or say something. Sometimes I'll say something, I mean, it is true, for whoever, but I also say stuff to see who will say something nasty, or, oh, I don't know, send a fake page. You see, you accomplished when you had you know when you had all this gifts, right? But you accomplished is getting all these ones to fool for the lies, and did what you wanted in the first place. You know, think you're taking down all them to take the blame for you. Yeah, okay. I mean, well, see, it's not happening anyway because spirit and, well, more of them know the truth. And everyone will speak up. But all of you will still be punished because you knew better to join the groups. Anyway, because most agreed with you. Because, you know, just like you thought it was funny, thought it was a game. And because of the money, you know. You see? Now, this is everything that I'm saying. You know, I got messages to talk about, and this came up, but, you know, I'm speaking about it because I knew. But see, all of you brag how you could do, you know, rituals and whatever, you know, whatever is going on. And get all these things, steal it, whatever, how you do it. Get all these people to join you. You know, how you can go into spirit and know all this stuff. I mean, I'm not only speaking about that, I'm speaking about what's happening. You know, like, I don't know if I did put the video up yet, but those young kids, you know, think you could just get away with it? Right, because others got away with it and still getting away with it. They're not getting away with it. But anyway, that you think you can get away with all this stuff, then if you can do all that, then especially the ones that keep going into spirit or getting people to go into spirit, whatever. So how is it and what happened that you ignored what will happen if you continue? And was told that this person, as with me, you messed with the wrong one. How come you ignored that? They want to know. Did you think they were joking? That's what it is. You thought they were joking. You thought spirit was joking. Okay. You see, yeah, spirit, you know, they will joke around. They'll play around, you know. You know, especially like when they do signs, you know, like your loved ones. Now, on here on earth, like if a loved one, did little tiny things to make you laugh, you know, I'm not talking about, pranks or whatever, but they'll send you a sign, something that along of what they did here to make you know that they're around you. That's what I'm talking about. But not for things. They don't joke around. That, what all these ones are doing. You see, Spirit said they don't joke about that. Okay? They don't. And I've been saying that. And, you know, I've been saying, don't get, Spirit upset or mad. So they want to know, why is it that all these ones who are doing what the ones who are, attacking me, and again, along with what's going on around the world, that you think it's a joke or a prank. Or, you know, and, or, oh, I won't get caught, and whatever, much more. You all think. You see, if once didn't twist everything and learned from right from wrong and much more, you would have known it don't work that way, what you all do. You say, all of you heard of karma. And if anyone, you know, well, I have to say, is like me. I mean, I heard the word, but later on. And of course, I was given the wrong meaning, or, you know, that I realized later. But none of you didn't find out what karma is if you continue to do something or if you do something. You see, it's the same as if you heard someone say, now I'll give you an example. Say you're making fun of someone, and then a person came up to you and said, don't do that, it will come back to you. That's all I heard growing up. I never heard the word karma, okay? Until, I don't know, in my teens or maybe a little bit later. But still, I don't care what age you are or whatever. If you heard karma, you know what it means. If you heard, don't do that, or it will come back to you. Huh. It means the same thing, okay? No matter how you hear it, it's still the same. So, there's no excuses. Two, you say, you know you're doing wrong, but it's fun. Nobody's gonna know because, like I said in my other video, I said this because it's fun and nobody's gonna know because you're doing everything you think. Now, I say think in secret. No. See, you knew, but you're pretending that you don't know. You see, once thought I was dumb or whatever. That, if we tell her the wrong meaning, she's never going to find out. We could get away with doing things like it's normal, right? Or, I don't know. And that's what people do all around the world because they think nobody's going to do anything. Wonder why. And I explained that in my other video. You see, if I didn't know, something, but and it didn't feel right, that I would just forget about it? No. You see, as my dad used to say to me, I would ask questions or whatever, but, you know, my dad always said that nanjakaraka, that means don't worry about it or you don't need to know. But he also said that I was like a dog without a bone, meaning if I want to know something, I will get it. Whatever way I can. If I couldn't get the right answers from anyone, didn't matter. Oh, I'll find out. So what is your excuse? Now, all of you already knew. But again, It's an excuse. Is it because, you know, getting recognized? Thinking you're going to level up or climb the ladder? Let's not forget about all who do things with prayers and etc. Now I'm speaking about the wrong ones who are doing it, who harm and etc. But see, those ones, see, they don't remember who created us, who created the world. And when the angels were down here, you know, you know, they were assigned, then Mother Nature came, the universe came, whatever, to take care of everything. But all of us, needed to help to keep up, to respect. And all of our loved ones, you know, and all of spirit guide us, to take care of the world the right way and each other. We're supposed to make it better, right? Not destroy it. As I said, we have dark and light, to help us balance. I mean, I'm not going to go into full, because you have to find out on your own also some things. But dark is wrong. And that's to see who recognizes from the dark and the light. You see, the dark is the temptation, whatever, tempt you to do things. And light is right. I mean, they do the same thing. So you recognize it. You faced it. And dark isn't to harm, but to defend yourselves. Once you recognize it, okay, and balance it. See, if your dark side comes out, that is not to harm, but to defend yourselves and others. When you are balanced within yourselves. See, again, that all that is supposed to be the natural way. But I said, for years and years, centuries, decades, whatever, how you want to say it, that it's all been forced. The wrong way. But now, as I said, all of spirit. I I kept saying it. But anyway, now both dark and light, which I said. And when I say spirit, that means for all, dark and light. I kept saying that they were getting mad. That first I said they were upset. Then I said, oh, you blanked them, peeved them. You got them mad. Well, now, oh, they're angry because it all got out of control. You know, but I did say that. I said not to get them angry or upset or whatever. But hey, I didn't think any of you will wouldn't have listened anyway. I knew that. You know, and yeah, I knew, again, I knew that. You see, I recognized all the signs, all of them. Even what I hear, what is happening around the world. I mean, my, later on, I'll probably get a message about all that. And I did, and I put it in the video, I think the last one. But you see, what's happening around the world is of the generation, whatever, centuries. People have been getting little by little, it's been coming out even more. You know, it wasn't that really big. I mean, people got caught and everything, but people missed that, ignored that. But because we have even more, as I said, tools and everything, and, the dark whispering in your ear to see which way you would go. But you also have all these ones thought they can just, bug spirit and the entities, the underworld or whatever, and send that out. I explained all that. You know, but, you know, you didn't think I knew that, right? And you also thought, well, I hope you didn't think that this was my first time when all of you got into the picture and started. I hope you didn't think that. But if you did, okay. But no, it's called that. Let's see. It's called that you're the new ones, which is old to me now. But see, you're the new ones that the old ones got. Because of the same as all of you, that you're getting new ones? Can you figure that one out? What that means? Or should I say it? Huh? Should I say it? I bet you everybody wants to know. That's because the old ones, or I should say the older ones, that you didn't think that I had, lost their gifts, so they got you. And because nothing's working like them, because they lost their gifts too, you need to get ones. See, each time, you see, you didn't know any better. I mean, because what? You were getting paid? But you believed the lies. So you were tempted and you failed. Just as the ones that you got failed. Now, I'm not saying that, people don't fail, but it depends on what the fail you fail. All of you, like I said, brag that you can go into spirit, you can hear them, blah, blah, blah. You do all kinds of rituals, with the moon and everything. People got away with it, because it was supposed to help, not harm. But as people say, people get a big head when they, but I'm not going to get into all that. And I hope you read the description, because it will explain more. What we should do and what's going to happen. I didn't go into detail, but what Spirit's going to, do. But everybody will see. And like I said, oh, that's right. I forgot. I did put it in my last video, and I also put it on the community about the 3 more orders, and I said anyone uses my name, videos, my voice, etc. I'm not the only one that is bringing all this up. When it's illegal, none of us gave permission, and what was going to happen. And if news or whoever knows about it and continues the lie without finding out, putting up truth, or knowing that they're doing it wrong, and oh, it's funny or whatever, steal people's the original, the real people's videos and voices and all that. What happened to using apps or whatever that thing's called, editing? I don't know what they're called, but you make fun videos. not to use it to, steal people's voices and etc. It's in, it's on the community, and it's also on the last video. Or, yeah, I think it's the last video or the one right before it. Yeah, right before the last video. What I said. So, and I like to, say, what don't you understand? You see, my team knows who is trying to, read all my texts, read all my emails, still trying to figure out who I'm following, who is my person, who, whatever, blah, 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 all BS. Now the fake pages, oh yeah, I am so and so's manager, but private online. I'm their online private manager. Or I am so and so's best friend. So all this is trying to start again, too? Huh? Now, it's like, you know, he's also been doing it with, ones that I personally know. And no, they're not family or whatever. And I told you, see, all those orders also went out because of what you thought. I was stupid. That I was only protecting myself. Uh huh. No. The ones that are called my family, like family, you know, my person, my soul tribe, my brothers and sisters, that's what soul tribes are. But anyway, we're highly protected, okay? Oh, and don't think that I forgot. Yes, my collective and around the world is protected. Don't you think, not for 1 second, that I wouldn't protect the world too? You didn't think that you know, oh, I know. You didn't think I could have thought of that, right? Yeah, okay. You see, before, I really didn't care what people said. I still don't. But now that I changed and I have both sides of me out, you see, this is kind of fun. I before I used to love shocking people, just every once in a while, occasionally. But this is even more fun. when I can prove that you are wrong, that you do not know me, that you know, like, wow, I didn't think you could do that, or oh, you know, whatever you think. You see, I really don't want to go into what you are thinking because, I see, it hurts my head. And plus, I don't get into anybody's business. And for ones who tried to do me dirty, I don't go near you until after you're caught. Because then you have me to answer to. Because I have something, well, and then after that, well, like I said, it's all in Spirit's hands, especially God. You know, my daddy, you know, I'm his baby. Oh, you forgot that, right? That's the other thing you ignored too. Look, I'm not trying to get anyone mad. I like I said, I don't watch the news. I don't, believe anything what a media has up or the news or whatever. You know, I'll put it up. You see, I know who's lying, who isn't, and blah, blah, blah. But I I was told that I can't always say if it isn't true, what I put up, or maybe it was, months before or whatever. You see, I have to put this up to remind people that it's still out there, but it's not being talked about. I mean, like, God doesn't tell me everything. I do make decisions uh, for myself. I do things and figure out things how to do something all by myself. So I'm here to help people, guide you, to wake you up and realize, but I'm also, like, I had to learn on my own, and I don't want people to, actually have to do that. But there's certain things that you need to pay attention to that I can't tell you. You have to do it on your own. And plus, like I said, each person's different how loved ones guide you and give you messages. Because every person's loved one had a different sense of humor. So I can't tell you. I'm here to remind you, you need to speak up, call 911, protect each other, help build this, kingdom, this empire, etc. And we need to get the ones who are trying to destroy it, do all kinds of stuff. I'm not going to go down the list, but, we need to get them off the street and making them, wow, I didn't mean to say make it them in a time, whatever. Anyway, bad sense of humor, but anyway, um, make them as an example for the newer ones. So this way they can learn if they're tempted, you know, maybe they'll learn how to remember, oh wow, that person was doing this. Maybe I should look into it. You know, remember, it could be anyone who is lying to you or trying to get you to do stuff because it's a thing, or it's a trend, or it's, you know, whatever. Like, there was a trend, I don't know if it's still around, that, someone was saying, oh, don't talk to your parents. I don't know who, believed that, but have you, like, really thought about it before all these ones are doing it? Did you ask or find out maybe they're having problems with their parents or siblings or grandparents or whatever, you know, and ask yourself, is it a tradition? It means that if it is a tradition, whatever, that means that they still have things that they need to work out. Or they're not going by, maybe they have to break their traditional traumas or whatever, curses, whatever. So they want others to get in on it. See, it's not only, just with, different families or whatever. Now they get friends in. This way it can continue, or whoever. Don't make it happen. If you want to do something, to make it funny, but don't actually do it or whatever. You know it's wrong. Don't do that, stuff like that, because they I did hear bring that trend up, because I guess, I don't know, I never seen it, or whatever. I guess there is a trend out there that all these teenagers and older ones or whatever, it's a trend. Do not speak to your parents or whoever, and ignore them, and I forget what else they're doing. They're being nasty, talking back, etc. Normal teenage things, but it's going beyond that. Now, for that, remember, you should be making memories and, helping each other, because, you know, parents, no matter whatever it is that you're so pissed off at your parents, remember, they went through stuff. I mean, I don't know, I'm assuming. And maybe they are trying to break whatever. Or they hear that you're going to go do something, and all they want is that you pay attention and protect to protect you. That means that they love you. And they went through it, and they're trying to tell you to be careful, to pay attention, and not do what they've got themselves into. Because I'm going to say, you're supposed, like I said, make memories. Because I'm going to tell you now, loved ones up in spirit, I mean, they feel sorry, but they're tired of ones, you know, doing that, and then all of a sudden, I should have not, you know, spend time with my friends, or, ignored all these phone calls, or whatever. I don't know what people say, but you get what I mean. And it's not only, kids or teenagers or, young adults. It's actually adults that are doing the same thing and don't realize it either. That means that you still have something tied, as in it probably ran in your family or whatever, and people are just continuing. But also read the description. You'll understand, maybe, I don't know. But I hope this helps. And everybody, thank you for visiting, subscribing, liking, sharing, whatever. And, you know, thank you around the world. But again, I hope this helps. And all of you have a great morning, night, evening, whatever time it is. Ciao.